Why do the Japanese live a financially secure life while many Americans struggle? Their secret isn't income, it's a set of powerful habits. These aren't complex theories, but simple, actionable steps passed down for generations. We've decoded them for you. This video reveals how you, especially if you're over 40, can apply these Japanese financial secrets to build real, lasting wealth. Want to stop worrying about money and start building a peaceful future? Your transformation starts right now. Let's begin. Habit 1. Spend less than you earn and save before you spend. In a world saturated with consumerism, achieving financial stability has become a formidable challenge. Many individuals with respectable incomes find themselves perpetually caught in a cycle of financial stress and mounting debt. This struggle often stems from a fundamentally flawed approach to money management, attempting to save whatever is left after all expenses are paid. In stark contrast, a time-honored principle, exemplified by the disciplined savings culture in Japan, offers a powerful solution: save first, and only then spend what remains. This philosophy is not about complex investment strategies, but about a profound shift in mindset. The Japanese model prioritizes paying yourself first by automatically allocating a significant portion of income, often 20 to 30%, directly into savings or long-term investments the moment it is received. This savings portion is treated as the most critical, non-negotiable bill of the month. By doing so, it fundamentally reorders one's financial life. Instead of viewing savings as an optional leftover, it becomes the bedrock upon which all other spending decisions are built. This simple reversal from spend, then save, to save, then spend is the key to breaking free from the paycheck-to-paycheck cycle. Adopting this habit builds an automated and disciplined financial system that operates independently of willpower. When savings are siphoned off automatically, the temptation to overspend on discretionary items is drastically curtailed. This system provides two immediate and crucial benefits. First, it systematically builds an emergency fund, creating a vital buffer against life's inevitable shocks, such as job loss, medical crises, or urgent repairs. This financial cushion significantly reduces anxiety and prevents unexpected events from derailing one's entire financial plan. Second, the Save First principle is the most effective defense against the corrosive cycle of consumer debt. The buy now, pay later culture, fueled by credit cards and personal loans, entraps millions. However, when you commit to living on the 70 to 80% of your income that remains after saving, you are forced to align your lifestyle with your actual means. This constraint fosters resourcefulness and reveals that a fulfilling life often requires far less spending than consumer culture suggests. You learn to prioritize needs over wants, effectively starving the impulses that lead to high-interest debt. Beyond immediate security, this disciplined approach lays the groundwork for achieving significant long-term goals. Consistent savings are the fuel for wealth creation, enabling investments in index funds, down payments on real estate, funding for a child's education, or building a robust retirement nest egg. More importantly, it restores a sense of control. You are no longer a passive participant reacting to financial pressures, but an active architect of your financial future. This feeling of agency is for many the most valuable return on investment. For those in midlife who may regret not starting sooner, this principle offers a clear and actionable path forward. It is never too late to implement a system that brings order and predictability to your finances. By flipping the equation and prioritizing your future self, you build a resilient foundation for genuine and lasting financial freedom.
Habit 2. Simplify your spending. Live modestly without showing off. In an age of relentless consumerism, where algorithm-driven advertisements and social pressures dictate spending habits, many find themselves on a treadmill of earning and spending without accumulating real wealth. Caught in this cycle, individuals often mistake the acquisition of goods for a life of quality, leading to financial anxiety and a persistent sense of lack. As a powerful antidote to this modern affliction, the Japanese philosophy of minimalism offers not just a lifestyle aesthetic, but a sophisticated and highly effective financial strategy rooted in intentionality and restraint. At its core, this philosophy, known through concepts like danshari, is about a conscious curation of one's life. It reframes the fundamental consumer question from, "Can I afford this?" to a more profound one. Does this add genuine, lasting value to my life? This mindset shifts the focus from fleeting desires to enduring needs, creating a natural defense against the primary drivers of modern debt, emotional and impulsive spending. By distinguishing between what is truly essential and what is merely excess, this approach systematically eliminates the financial drain caused by unused subscriptions, frequent convenience purchases, and trend-driven acquisitions. This disciplined practice is particularly transformative for those in their middle years, a life stage often defined by competing financial pressures, from raising children to preparing for retirement. Minimalism provides immediate financial relief by freeing up cash flow that was previously lost to mindless consumption. This recovered capital can then be strategically redirected toward high-impact goals, building a robust emergency fund, maximizing contributions to retirement accounts, accelerating mortgage payments, or investing in a child's education. The result is a stronger, more resilient balance sheet, capable of weathering economic uncertainty. Beyond the balance sheet, however, the greatest reward of a minimalist approach is a profound reduction in psychological overhead. Living with less material clutter translates into less mental clutter. It liberates individuals from the exhausting cycle of comparison culture, where self-worth becomes dangerously tied to possessions. This newfound clarity and peace of mind are invaluable, fostering contentment that is independent of income level. It explains why many high earners still feel financially precarious, while those who live intentionally often experience a deep sense of security and control, regardless of their paycheck size. Adopting minimalism does not require a vow of extreme asceticism. Rather, it is an exercise in smart selection. It begins with a simple audit of one's life, identifying and removing the expenses and possessions that fail to provide meaningful joy or utility. This process of deliberate reduction creates space, not just physically, but financially and mentally. In today's volatile economic landscape, marked by inflation and market instability, this approach is more than a preference. It is a powerful strategic defense. It allows you to build a fortress around your finances, reduce your exposure to risk, and reclaim control over your resources. Ultimately, simplicity is not about sacrifice. It is the deliberate selection of a richer life, not with more things, but with more freedom.
Habit 3. Track every expense, manage every dollar. For many, the end of the month brings a familiar, frustrating question. Where did all my money go? Despite a steady income, a persistent gap often exists between earnings and savings, leaving individuals feeling perpetually out of control. This financial fog stands in stark contrast to a foundational habit practiced in Japan, the meticulous daily tracking of expenses. This simple discipline, often done with a notebook known as a kakibo, is not merely about accounting. It is a powerful tool for building awareness, enabling proactive control, and achieving sustainable financial health. The core power of this practice lies in its ability to make the invisible visible. By manually recording every single transaction, from a morning coffee to a monthly utility bill, individuals are forced to confront the reality of their spending. This daily financial autopsy uncovers the death by 1,000 cuts, the small, recurring, and often unconscious expenses that silently drain a budget. Takeout meals, unused subscriptions, and impulse buys, which seem insignificant in isolation, are revealed as formidable financial leaks when tallied over a month. This awareness is the essential first step toward meaningful behavioral change. You cannot manage what you do not measure. With this newfound clarity, the habit evolves from a passive diagnostic tool into an active planning instrument. Once you know precisely where your money is going, you can begin to direct it with purpose. Tracking provides the raw data needed to set realistic budgets, identify areas for strategic reduction, and allocate funds toward high-priority goals. This is especially critical for those in their middle years, when financial stakes are highest. The ability to deliberately channel funds toward retirement savings, a child's education, or healthcare costs is not a luxury, but a necessity, and it begins with the granular knowledge gained from daily tracking. Beyond the practical benefits, this habit fundamentally reshapes one's psychological relationship with money. The vague, anxiety-inducing feeling that money simply disappears is replaced by a tangible sense of agency and control. Every dollar is accounted for, transforming financial management from a source of stress into an empowering exercise. This shift is profound. It moves you from being a passenger in your financial life, subject to the whims of impulse and circumstance, to being the driver, making conscious and informed decisions. This feeling of control is the true bedrock of financial freedom. Remarkably, adopting this cornerstone habit requires no special skills or significant income. Its only prerequisite is a few minutes of daily consistency. While modern budgeting apps offer convenience, many still champion the traditional pen and paper method of the Kakebo. The physical act of writing down each expense creates a more deliberate, intentional connection to one's financial choices, much like journaling deepens self-reflection. It serves as a constant reminder that financial mastery is not achieved through grand, infrequent decisions, but through the cumulative power of small, disciplined, daily actions. By simply observing where your money goes, you lay the foundation to guide it where you want it to be.
Habit 4. Prioritize long-term investing, not short-term gains. In today's volatile financial arena, individuals are constantly bombarded with the siren call of fast profits. From volatile cryptocurrencies to speculative tech stocks, the allure of quick wealth creation is powerful, yet it often leads to emotion-fueled decisions and significant losses. As a potent alternative, the Japanese investment philosophy offers an anchor of stability. It is a strategy built not on fleeting trends, but on the timeless principles of discipline, patience, and a steadfast commitment to the long term. At the heart of this approach is a disciplined financial stoicism. Instead of reacting to the market's daily mood swings, Japanese investors prioritize consistency, channeling their capital into stable, diversified vehicles designed for steady growth over decades. They understand a fundamental truth that often eludes the short-term speculator. Real wealth is not won in a frantic sprint, but cultivated through a patient marathon. This emotion-free methodology means they avoid the classic pitfalls of buying into hype at market peaks and panic selling during inevitable downturns. Their financial plan, not market noise, dictates their actions. This lesson in patience is particularly crucial for individuals navigating their middle years. By the time one reaches their 40s or 50s, the primary objective shifts from aggressive accumulation to prudent preservation and steady growth. The shorter time horizon and reduced tolerance for risk make chasing speculative gains a deeply unwise strategy. The Japanese approach provides a blueprint for this life stage. Focus on protecting capital from devastating shocks while ensuring it continues to grow reliably.
This is achieved by favoring established instruments like low-cost index funds, stable dividend-paying stocks, and high-quality bonds, which form a resilient and low-maintenance portfolio. The quiet engine driving this long-term success is the universal principle of compound interest. Every dollar earned and reinvested generates its own earnings, creating an exponential growth curve over time. Chasing short-term gains often interrupts this powerful process, as capital is frequently moved and profits are consumed rather than reinvested. The long-term investor, by contrast, allows this force to work uninterrupted. It is the financial equivalent of planting an orchard rather than hunting for a single meal. The initial effort requires patience, but the eventual rewards are sustainable and abundant. This commitment to the long term should not be mistaken for a passive, set-it-and-forget-it mentality. It is an active strategy of consistent, automated contributions, investing small, regular amounts regardless of market conditions. This practice, known as dollar-cost averaging, mitigates risk and builds wealth systematically. Ultimately, the Japanese investment philosophy is not about being timid or overly conservative. It is about being profoundly strategic. It is about building a financial fortress designed to withstand any storm, ensuring lasting security and financial sovereignty across generations. This disciplined vision is the true path to sustainable wealth. Habit 5. Teaching financial literacy to your children early. On the path to building sustainable personal finances, one crucial but often overlooked element is passing on financial wisdom to the next generation. Many people spend a lifetime working, saving, and investing, yet fail to equip their children with the necessary skills to manage money. As a result, wealth accumulated through decades of effort can vanish within a single generation. In Japan, this issue is taken seriously, and that's why financial education for children starts early. From elementary school, Japanese children are taught how to manage their allowance wisely. A common method involves dividing their money into multiple envelopes, each designated for saving, spending, donating, and investing. This simple approach instills the understanding that money isn't just for spending, it's also for planning the future, helping others, and growing assets. More importantly, children learn the value of money and how to make smart financial decisions through their very first interactions with it. This isn't just a life skill, it's an investment in the future. When children learn how to allocate their finances early, they form a solid foundation in personal finance that significantly reduces financial risk later in life, especially when they head off to college or start their careers. Learning to distinguish between needs and wants, understanding the difference between consumption and investment, these are what shape financially responsible, independent adults. In the U.S., it's not uncommon for parents to work tirelessly to accumulate assets, only to see those assets mismanaged or squandered because financial values weren't passed on. The result is a familiar cycle. Parents build, children deplete. The Japanese recognize this risk. That's why their financial efforts are not just for personal gain, but also to educate and empower the next generation to preserve and grow the family's wealth sustainably. Teaching your children about money doesn't have to wait until they're older. You can start with simple steps, like showing them how to divide birthday money, giving them small allowances tied to chores, or planning a purchase together using the money they've saved. More importantly, parents must model good financial behavior, living with discipline, spending thoughtfully, saving consistently, and investing for the long term. Children learn most by watching and mimicking. Your financial habits become their lessons.
By middle age, many people begin to realize the importance of building not just personal financial security, but also a strong financial foundation for their families. This is the ideal time to reflect and introduce healthy financial principles to the next generation. When children receive early financial education, it becomes easier to create lasting, multi-generational wealth, where parents lead and children inherit not just assets, but the mindset to protect and grow them. Moreover,
Open conversations about money within the family help foster trust and connection across generations. Rather than treating finances as a taboo or adult-only topic, you can create a space where your kids feel comfortable learning, asking questions, and participating in small family financial decisions. This not only gives them essential life skills, but also a deeper sense of responsibility and understanding of their role in maintaining the family's stability. The Japanese don't wait until their children grow up to pass on knowledge. They start with the very first coins. And thanks to this early, continuous education, they've built a culture of financial sustainability that stretches across generations. It's a mindset that middle-aged Americans can absolutely adopt, not just to secure wealth today, but to create a financially strong future for their entire family. Remember, material assets can be lost, but sound financial thinking stays with your children for life. And teaching them that isn't just a responsibility, it's the greatest gift you can pass on to the next generation. Achieving financial peace isn't about miracles. It's about disciplined, consistent habits. You don't need to change everything at once. Start small. Track your expenses or set aside 10% of your income. What truly matters is your consistency over time, as real results are built on quiet persistence. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that guides you toward lasting financial freedom. Thanks for watching, and remember that financial wellness is a journey, not a destination. See you next time.